Hey everyone! Today we're going to learn about how to use the new self-serve kiosk mode in GrownBy Register. So what is the self-serve kiosk mode? It would be a way to use GrownBy Register without any employees working at your farm stand. So we have a number of farms in our cooperative who might have a little shed on site or a smaller sort of scale farm stand, and they don't have enough business to really justify having someone staffing the store. So they have a self-service option. Someone comes into the store, they grab a few things, and then they need a way to check themselves out. So they asked, could you all make GrownBy Register something that our community, our customers could use on their own to pay by credit card? You can enable cash. You don't have to enable cash. That's on you, but basically a way for our customers to pay without us having to be there. So it really more or less a trust-based system. So if you go on GrownBy Register right now, you can see this is the main screen. What you're going to do is open the drawer here and go into self-checkout mode. So there are different directions both on iOS and Android for how to enable self-service checkout mode. In the iOS version, you're going to want to take advantage of parental controls, basically screen time controls, to fully lock your screen because you don't want that customer who's coming in to check out to be able to access your photos or anything else that might be synced to your tablet. You just want this to be a checkout machine. So you can do that with the screen time. So you'll actually lock your screen and then you on iOS, and then you triple click on the start button to be able to unlock that with your own PIN. So I'm going to enter self-checkout mode. And so it's saying triple click on the side or home button so that the customers cannot exit the app. So this means that if I'm trying to swipe up here, I can't get out of the app. So if I were a customer, this is the only screen that I have access to. As a farm, you can customize this screen. So you might, whatever your farm name would show up here in addition to your logo and a cover photo in the back there. And then the first thing a customer is asked to do is, would they like to check in as a GrownBy customer? So for instance, if you have CSA customers with farm credit or other customers that have farm credit for whatever reason, or they just want to see their purchases in their own GrownBy app, they can scan their QR code on their own GrownBy app to check in, or they can check out as a guest. So we're just going to check out as a guest in this case. If they scan their QR code, it will actually open up the camera app here, and then they can scan that QR code from the back. Here I am as a customer. I'm going to add a bunch of carrots. I'm going to add a dried flower bouquet. And let's see here. I'm also going to add some carrots by the pound. I'm going to add lemon limeade sparkling water. And then here, I'm just going to click pay. And there are a few options here. Again, I have if I want, I can go back to that QR code option and add myself as a customer. I can review my order, and I can pay either by farm credit. But then again, if I want to pay by farm credit, I have to say who I am and scan that QR code, or you can use the credit card reader. So in this case, this would go to your Stripe M2 or a PAX device from Portis. Those are not connected right now, but that's all. The customer just would tap to pay one of these or swipe, and then they can send themselves a text receipt, or they can print a receipt if you have a printer connected. If they pay by cash, if you've enabled cash, then the cash drawer would pop open and they could give themselves change, whatever you feel comfortable with. And that's it. Also, just to show if a customer is here on the main screen, if they click the icon, which normally opens the drawer, that is blocked. To unblock it, you have to enter the PIN that you create on setup to be able to open that drawer. And So last thing I want to show you about self-checkout mode here is if you click the self-checkout mode, let's look at this self-checkout mode preferences. So you can add a screensaver here. That image we saw at the beginning, you can change that out. You can also have an optional message. So I have an egg photo, so we'll use that as our image. It's taking a minute. You say, welcome to the farm. Eggs are fresh today. I don't know. And here you can decide what credit card you want us to connect to, whether that's Stripe or the PAX device. You can also decide if you want to accept cash or not, and you can accept manual payments. So that would be like if someone was paying you outside of this system, if you wanted to allow people to use certain certificates, nutrition benefits, or other payments outside, they could list that on checkout and then use that to check out. Thanks so much. We look forward to your feedback on GrownBy Kiosk and the self-service mode.